Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
Jonathan, please. I can't rely on anyone else. And this concerns you as it involves vampires. Someone has taken advantage of our more liberal tendencies here.
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you or her ladyship indulge, but I will not allow this place to become a nest for street feeders.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was and now guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of...
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCallum is a fanatic. The guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this. Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Oh, Jonathan.
Would you care to partake in this meal?
Jonathan, how could you...
Forgive me if I feel despondent.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan. Now...
Aren't you?
Very little... I don't...
Thank you, my lady. It seems the Priwen are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
Fear no evil! We do the Lord's work here! Crush the leech, boys! Easy does it, boys. We can deal with this, Bert. It's too fucking far. It's onto us!
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm...
Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, some fancy...
So you... Are you some kind of...
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here.
So, tell...
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to...
Well, yes.
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The wet boot boys work for me. All of them.
So you're a...
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you?
I saw many men like you.
I could kill...
What thing? Well, you're not doing more... Do you know where I can...
The sad saint. Why on earth...
He was one of my patients.
Oh, yeah.
Goodbye. Good evening, miss.
Who are you?
As I just told you,
The pimp,
I'm...
Miss Edwin.
Can I...
As long as you have money.
Mark my words, miss.
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
Whatever do you mean?
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire hunter.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back, and hunting all these poor folk, he needs to catch him.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Teeth, claws, murders by night? Your sewer dog is my business. He's the kind of prey I hunt, milady. Good evening, sir.
And what do you define as a strange event?
My name is Ichabod Throgmort.
A vampire hunt?
I know what you're thinking. A man of sight?
What?
But it...
So...
I patrol Lake...
Can I?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the...
Are you asking me to paste...
If you wouldn't mind. It's simple.
Have you ever...
Of course.
Have you...
Of course.
Were you ever...
I did think about it.
So...
Vampire...
I'm looking...
The sad saint?
Really?
It's nothing personal, Doctor.
Maybe at least you can tell...
Tell you what, go and chat with...
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal.
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Goodbye.
Not long ago.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir.
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who's...
Thank you.
I'm still Tom Watts.
How is it you can keep this place open?
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
You're some...
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget that... Perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. Really,
How could a physician help?
I have a small warehouse. Just...
Doctors aren't...
Oh, thank...
Tom?
I heard the sad saint was
I believe he...
I bet you're right.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
The important thing is I find him. Quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a room.
Where is it?
It's in an old ware.
Goodbye.
There's gotta be something can be done to get out of this bullshit mess. No?
Nowadays, a good drink's just as likely to cause a problem as...
live long enough to...
Evening, miss. I'm much more myself than when we first met.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doc.
Sabrina, tell me about your...
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it neither.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin. He hates jokes about us.
Excuse my curiosity, but...
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me,
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course...
I'm sorry if I worried you.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
What can you tell me about this?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning.
You look concerned, Miss...
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
I have nothing...
Yeah, I'm a brave woman myself, Dr. Reed.
This place seems...
We get people of all sorts here.
So this bar is...
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need.
Your boss must...
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke.
Miss Cavan...
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me?
We respect the privacy of our customers.
Goodbye, Miss Cavan.
Welcome back, Doc.
Sabrina seems very fond of you, Tom.
I like her too. I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older.
What is bothering you, then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is a brave girl, but she can't help feeling in danger.
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way? Are you not worried about her safety?
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me deep inside. She just has to learn to control it.
What?
It's not that bad.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are...
Goodbye, Miss...
I should just run as far away from this place.
Don't like these. A good drink's just as likely to cause
still
a
work?
problem as the soul. There's gotta be something you can't get out of this bullshit.
Miss Cap...
You bet
What?
we...
Goodbye. Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me?
Don't take it personally.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well.
I'm Dyson Delaney.
What do you do for a living?
I drink. I drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night. And then I drink some more.
Don't you work at all?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night.
Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be...
You sound very sad, sir.
That's because I am, Doc.
Is there anything...
How dare you say such a thing?
No reason at all to rejoice?
Let me tell you a story.
All right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. A bomb that exploded in...
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it, and now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower. I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
Surely...
Sure. I wanted things to change.
Sounds like...
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world.
Do you really think...
No, I believe we all can...
I want to know more about you.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor. Make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then?
No. I hope they'll come to share my...
Do you believe in a blood...
I do not believe...
Goodbye. Seems like the god of pre-work's on show.
Watch out, lads! Take a breath in Kill it all you Kill you! Find his teeth! I hate leeches! Take a breath of this! Die, vermin! Back in the car! Want some of this? Burn it, boys! Another stupid. Watch out for them grenades! Die, vermin! Want some of this? Crush the leaf, boys!
The wounds on this corpse are deep, the result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast.
Turn around. You're made!
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Good evening, sir. My name...
Have we met?
No. But I just...
That's quite judgmental.
Sir, I've led enough strikes when I had a job to identify you as an enemy of the work...
May I ask what you do for a living?
I'm killing myself scraping for a living. And you?
As I told you, I'm a doctor.
Oh, a doctor. Born with money.
Why such hatred?
Of course I am. Fuck, you're so blind. You don't even see your privilege. Lazy people like you disgust me.
What can you tell me about this vicinity?
Tell you what, just spend a few weeks here, and then ask me that question again. If you're still alive, I mean.
If you have something to say, say it. I'm getting tired of all this.
Oh. You want information?
You don't know me, Miss Paxton, and yet you see me as an enemy.
Oh, your manners, your clothes.
You're right. I have never suffered from poverty. But that doesn't mean I don't fight it and its consequences.
I really doubt you ever had to fight for anything in your life.
I'm looking for Sean.
What is it you want? Does he owe you money? Has he displeased Your Royal Highness?
You speak of strikes and class.
You bet I am.
You lost your job because...
Those bastards really hate a worker.
Isn't the...
A few nights back,
What really happened?
I drank too.
Well, I'll... Good evening, miss.
A fancy doctor lurking.
And what about you?
You want to know my secret?
Is it not dangerous to work here at night?
As long as I have good legs, I can run away from trouble. The sad saint now provides me and my sister a bed and a roof. I don't want to lose that.
Are you homeless, Miss Paxton?
Mr. Hampton's night asylum is our new home now. It's a safe place for me and my sister.
What can you tell me about the Sad Saint?
It's just the nickname of Sean Hampton, the sad saint of the East End. He gave me shelter, and he's not always sad.
What can you tell me about this place? How are things here?
It may be okay for a strong girl like me, but a dandy doctor from the city like yourself, you better watch your...
You really think
No. I think you had better stay and help as many people as you can.
Which local dangers must I avoid?
Well, the gangs, the thieves, the drunks, the jobless. A man with your...
Well, I am not someone's...
Glad to hear that. And if you get...
I'm looking...
Mr. Hampton must be in his office at the night asylum.
He was a patient.
I see. Well, Mr. Hampton is a discreet...
Goodbye, Miss...
I hope Giselle will pull through.
Why the long face, Doctor?
Is it all that worries you, Sean?
This is a blessing for me to become a Skal. Immortality gives me more time and energy, if truth be known, to run a shelter. What more could I want?
Since you left Pembroke, the amount of blood that has been shed, it's hard.
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd.
Aren't you afraid of what you've become?
We are blessed, Doctor. Can't you see it? The Lord has made us able to walk amongst the plague and aid those that need it.
Do you think this is a blessing when God's own house and holy symbols repel you?
If that is your burden, Doctor, so be it. But I do not fear the cross, nor am I forced to take the life of another. My kind doesn't share your imperfections.
But you must drink blood now to survive.
No, not your scripture. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. So saith the Lord. I only need to eat flesh, no blood.
Why return here?
This is my home. These people are my flock. You will always find me where I am needed.
Wonders never cease. Skal managing an asylum.
And what of you? A vampire doctor? Meals laid out before you. Yet you restrain.
And what about William Bishop? He tried to take care of you. But this hunger, this thirst, cannot be restrained.
Alas, poor William. He had a good soul, but was weak in spirit. He could not shake the thirst for booze, never mind blood. But have faith. My will is far stronger than his.
Why did you kill Miss Jo?
Killed old Harriet? You must be mad.
So you claim Miss Jones' death was not by your hand?
Though Harriet was an angry, spiteful woman, she was one of God's creatures. I have nothing but love for all he has made.
But you were close to her.
Of course. But she was lost, separated from the fold. She did not see the hand of the divine in my blessed condition.
People have been murdered. I've seen the blood. I don't believe you can be trusted.
Have a little faith, Doctor.
How do you plan to do that?
Take this key of the old...
I have to see for myself. But your sense of purpose and calm gives me...
I'll be here when you return. If you still think I'm a...
I know I promised you I'd make everything right, Mum. Not enough people.
I can't protect the homeless.
Better stay back, sir. Over there! That's gotta hurt!
That doesn't work. So that's it. These wheels control the water level. That gate should shut properly now.
These maggots have escaped the wrath of Ascalon for too long. It is time to purge the sewers of their filth.
You again! The one they call the sewer dog.
Hold your tongue, newborn, or I'll crush you like a maggot.
You've let the beast consume you.
Finally! A touch of lucidity. So learn to respect the laws of Ascalon! Dare challenge the dictates of Ascalon? Once you're vanished, I'll slaughter these scalds while singing your name! And thine shall be a fair skull to adorn my mantle! My power you cannot comprehend! I shall tear them apart and return to your apothecary and needles. down, stay down. Foolish Ekon! I shall crush you.
At least one Skal escaped Fergal's wrath. The poor creature is bleeding to death. He cannot be far.
Safe we are, still. Drink now.
Bless you, Bridget.
This isn't the blood of a vampire, but it will quench your thirst. This is our domain, not yours. You've been warned.
Wait, I saved you from this creature. That must count for something.
Thank you. Now go. Go back to the streets and houses. There is no love lost between us, vampire. But thank you.
Sean Hampton sent me here. I believe he wanted me to find you. Who are you?
If you must know, they call me Old Bridget. And this shelter is where we live.
I'm Jonathan Reed. I'm a newborn Ekon. I'm afraid I'm not sure what's going on.
I shall not bend a knee, young Ekon. But I sense your pain. Ask, and I will afford you my attention.
Why was that?
Fergal is the blunt instrument of the Ascalon Club.
What the hell was that thing? He wasn't an Ekon or a Skal.
They are known as Volkod, an ancient offshoot of immortals. Blood drives them, enrages them.
What of this Ascalon Club?
Vampire societies, they make the rules and enforce their judgment upon us whom they see as lessers.
So is it you that...
Perhaps.
Sean is a Skal.
Maybe because he is the sad saint.
Sean killed a patient of mine.
If you
Harry,
no, she is filled with bile.
Thank you. Hello, Harriet. Do you
Yes, you were from the Pembroke Hospital.
I've so many questions I need to ask. I have a question of the utmost importance.
Questions?
Do you remember what you did after leaving the hospital?
First, a question from me. You answer first.
Very well, then. What do you want to know?
Are you like me? Are you also dead?
We are similar.
I like what I am.
I know you fled the hospital with Sean Hampton. Did you or Sean kill anyone in your flight? Anyone?
I will not lie. I wanted blood, and I wanted revenge, and Sean pulled me from it, brought me here instead. But the shadows heard my prayers. The shadows killed that bastard.
Shadows?
The shadows.
And these...
It spoke only to...
What makes question?
Have you found the... Get...
What manner?
I really don't want a progeny of a vampire.
You mentioned... I thank you for your time.
Your kindness.
Welcome back, Dr. Reed. Would you like to take communion with me now?
You make...
We are God's children.
Does this place...
This warehouse was once property of the Dawson family, but has been bequeathed me through donation. Not at all.
So you have... Harriet.
That's precisely the reason I brought her here. To meet old Bridget. She's the guide Harriet requires.
Who is this old Bridget?
I don't know, Doctor. She rarely speaks of her past, but...
Harriet is possessed by her...
She has joined her own kind, Doctor. Old Bridget is a saint to the younger Scals, guiding them to salvation and peaceful existence.
I believe I've learned all I need to know. I'm certain you've killed no one, but one day I believe you'll cross the line.
Logic is a false prophet. Faith is the only path to salvation.
What do you mean?
We have been blessed with God's eternity. We are the instruments of his divine will. We shall feed the hungry forever and ever. Amen.
I will strive to emulate your merciful nature, Sean, but it's a difficult pledge to make.
Give yourself over to God, Doctor. Expel your urges and kneel before the Lord in praise.
These urges... You know the hunger will never be satisfied.
I've come to embrace the everlasting craving. I have sworn to feed only upon the flesh of the dead. It is now my sacrament. Take, eat. This is my body. So saith the Lord.
My discover is vampire blood would enhance your metabolism, perhaps even heal you. If what old Bridget says is true, I'll give you some of mine.
I'd rather not. It would be extremely awkward.
You have no choice, Sean. It's the only way to protect your chetl, those still amongst the living.
No, Dr. Reed. God made me this way. Who am I to disobey his will?
You believe that God's plan was for you to be abandoned at birth?
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
I can't imagine God intended for you to be molested by a priest in an orphanage. Drink, friend.
No.
I said kneel and drink. Now. Another corpse thrown in the streets. Someone's playing a very sick game. I know this brooch. This is my mother's. A birthday gift from father. "29 Pretty Orchard Street. That's near Poplar's district. Why would this man carry off my mother's brooch?
You again?
waste of life. I only managed to be hated by all the people I loved.
I cannot enter. 29 Pretty Orchard Street. This is it. What's in there for me? There's been a fight here. This window was shattered with violent force. Someone's been pulled through it and dragged through the street. Who could have done that?
Don't come closer, sir. See them fancy clothes? Watch it! It's a killer!
To let her expire and be found here.
You're surprising. Occasionally, you make a good point.
What's that?
We're being misled. Oh.
Over there!
Oh my god!
The marks on this woman's neck were made by the fangs of a vampire. This is the very flower my mother tossed on Mary's coffin. Someone is targeting my family. Only a golden watch in her pockets. Her shoes and clothes are quite worn out.
I see you.
Right then. It's a sick game. But given no choice in the matter, I might as well win it.
Jonathan.
What was that? I won't let you escape. You're very fast, but I'll catch you. They've all been butchered.